All right, everybody. Fight start in 2.5 hours. I'm really coming close to the line here with these picks, but I finally made the Draftkings picks. I'm much more confident this week than I was last week. I wasn't super confident to begin with last week, and then I went 0 for 6. So I'm looking for quite the rebound here, looking to make an impression. So much so that I put some money down in our own little pool. I know that I can't do the sports book because that's illegal in Ohio, so I have to just do it with my friends, which is very different, you know. Like that one of those things should definitely be illegal. Totally, but whatever. I already made a video on it. Gotta let it go. It just bugs me. Either way, let's get into this. Let's get through this. Coming right off the bat, Barcelos with 9,300. A big drop down of money, but I'm more than confident that we're going to finish. I am really banking on him getting a finish for the price. I do not want to see this. Most certainly don't want to see a loss, obviously, but I really am not looking for a decision either. With 9,300, I want to see a finish and probably a knockout. And I'm thinking that's what's coming our way. I'm happy with this pick. It's the only thing that's got me like, is that it's 9,300. If he gets a good finish, though, it'll be well worth the money. Coming up next, we got this little mouthful, bit of a word salad. Ngannou. Man, it's like a tongue twister. But the Oceanian, 9,200, another big expense right off the bat. But I think, again, I'm justified for the same reason. I see a finish. I see a quick finish. Well, I don't know about a quick finish. I see a good finish. I see maybe towards the end of the first round, good cracker. He's down. Rodriguez, he's fighting. I think I'll call him Della. I'm not saying that last name again. I think Della, the Oceanian, is going to get the finish, and I really, really am banking on him justifying that price tag with a good finish because 2 back-to-back above 9,000 ones. I'm already at 18,500, 2 picks in. So really got to hope that he does well with his fight and his results. Up next we got Demopoulos with 8,300. I'm pretty confident in this one. It wasn't one of my like have to have it on my lineup picks, but it was like, okay, you know what? For the price, it's good. Probably a decision, but I'm hoping, expecting, and banking on a dominant decision, i.e. a 30-27. I don't want to see a split decision or even a close 29-28. I want to see 30-27 across the board. Obviously, you want to see that in everything if you're going to go for a decision, but given the fact that it's 8,300, which is, it's not expensive, but it's on the upper echelon, it's above 50%, I'm really sort of looking for a good score here. So, dominant decision, that's what I'm banking on, that's what I'm hoping for. Up next, we got Dios de Guerra, Davison Figueiredo, rolling in at 7,700. He's the underdog in it. Maybe he should be. I made a video on it as to why I picked him. Was a little inebriated during it. But I think he's got a good chance. Everything I said in there still stands. He's got the knockout power. I see better takedown defense, better grappling in general, coming out of Henry Cejudo's camp and training with John Jones. And I just see that power. Like, we are forgetting a little bit about that, I think. With the last fight, he didn't really get to utilize it. And in the first fight with Moreno, even though he didn't knock him out, he knocked him bad. He hurt him with that power. So I just think he's going to get it done. TKO, round 4. Could be wrong. Either way, it's 7,700. It was sort of my last pick because I was running over my budget a bit, but we'll hope that he comes through and banks on me. And if he does get a finish with that, that's where the risk comes in because he could very well lose, and then that's a bad pick. But if he wins and gets a knockout or a TKO for 7,700, that's quite the return. So that's what I'm banking on and hoping for. Up next, the penultimate, we got Morales, solid 8,200. I'm fairly confident about this one. I know the stats and the lines may be pretty close. Call me crazy, I'm confident. I see a dominant decision or a late KO, TKO in round 3. Honestly, maybe even sooner, because I think Giles is relatively short notice, if I'm not mistaken, which I might be. But I do remember thinking Miles, just because he's got, I don't know. Well, I do hope I know. Looking for at least a solid 30-27 decision. with it being 8,200, we're getting closer to that middle ground. Still above 50, but I'm confident enough that he'll win and get a decision, hopefully. This is the sketch one here. Finally, we got Oliveira versus Gravely. I'm picking Oliveira. 7,300. He doesn't have the most experience with it, and he's a bit of a wild man, honestly. Like, sort of like to a negative degree. Like, reminiscent of a Charles Oliveira with his crazy, reckless abandon and striking. But, yeah, speaking of Oliveira, both last names both are Oliveira, but having much less success, obviously, than Oliveira being the champion of the world. But even still, he can get cracked, leaving himself open like that, and I feel like Gravely's going to crack him. I'm kind of thinking Gravely's going to win this fight, but of all the fights that I had left, I saw Oliveira as having the most possible chance, because if he could, because Gravely's a big wrestler, sneaky guillotines work all the time, especially on wrestlers. Anything to tie him up, getting that ground game. And you just got to avoid the ground and pound, hopefully check the defenses a little bit, while still pressing up forward with pressure to keep him on the back foot. So if he does shoot, it's bad and you can stop it, or he can use it to transition to a jiu-jitsu submission and get the victory. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm much more confident in my lineup this week. Let's see how much of an idiot I look on Sunday.